What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, also known as PickManagement, here with the Wagering Wizard, Mark, also known as Better Days Ahead, the newest member of the PickManagement Podcast Network family. He is a hockey pro. And when I say wizard, pro is not the right word. It is a wizard because it's like he sees the future and he makes his picks and he smashes it all the time. He has all sorts of great stuff. I'm going to throw it right to Mark so he can tell you a little bit about himself. This is just an intro episode. We're going to have the real deal full episode with all the bells and whistles coming up, but I could not hold back Mark any longer. You guys needed these picks from him. So, Mark, let the people know a little bit about yourself, and we will dig right into our best bets for tonight's slate.
Fantastic, Jacob. Thank you so much for the introduction. I can't tell you how proud, how excited, and just purely honored I am to be a part of the kingdom here at the PickManagement Podcast Network. A little bit about me. I started this algorithm with my son just over 3 years ago, and he's the wizard behind the wizard, if you will,
Sure.
by creating and working to develop an algorithm that last night in the 4 games on the slate, we went 3-1 on the games there. For the month of January, we hit it over 71%. This thing is just, it really is like looking into the future. But that's me, and I'm ready to get this thing going. Let's get started.
Awesome. Honestly, that is unbelievable. For anyone that knows about algorithms, it is so hard to not only create one, but create one that is successful. I have seen many a business start and fail, but Mark has been plugging along, and he's been doing a great job. You probably saw him on Shoot Your Shot with Coach on Driving the Line. He's going to be a part of that, and we are trying to get him prepped and ready to be on the quote-unquote big show, but we are going to make it there ourselves, and this is going to be the big show eventually. So, Mark, what do you have for your best bets for tonight?
So the first one I have is real simple. You know, everybody knows we're going to the Nashville and New Jersey game. New Jersey's just horrible in the second half of back-to-back games. They're 1-8-1 in those games. The reality is that, we could pay the juice for the Predators on the money line, but I think I found a way to attack this game for plus money. We're going to take Nashville on the money line, and we're also going to take Nashville team total under 5.5. That's going to come in at plus 115. The reason we're playing it that way is, listen, Nashville has only gone over this line 3 times all year, not just in the past month and a half, all year long since the start of the season. So I really like our odds and chances there. The other reason is that we got Van Essek in goal for New Jersey. And in his last 4 road games, he's got a 94.7% save average, and he's only given up 1.67 goals a game. I like this. I think it's going to be a close game. Do I think the Predators win? Absolutely. But they're not scoring a whole lot. So that's my first one. All right. The next one we're going to go is to Boston, where the Lightning are taking on the Bruins. My play here is the under 6.5 at minus 122. Both teams recently have been trending toward the under, but especially in this matchup. The last 5 games, the under has hit 4 out of the last 5. So it's 4-1 in the under. We don't have confirmed goalies yet, but the expected goalies that we have are Ullmark for Boston and Andrei Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay. Both of these guys are coming in, and they are really clamping down on the opposing offenses. Ullmark has a 90% save rate, I should say, and a 2.37 goal against average. He is also hitting the under. He's in his last 4 starts, he's 4-0 to the under. Vasilevsky, 92.8 save rate, 2.3 goal against in his last 4 road games. This thing screams under to me.
Yeah, I really love that one. I'm going to jump in here. The under is 5-1 in the past 6 between these two teams as well. We do see these teams put up offense on other people, but it's because they have such good back end defense and goalies. And with both of these guys being former Venzia winners, Vasilevsky and Ullmark are just nasty. Vasilevsky just allowed 2 goals averaged over the last month, and Ullmark just shut out Vancouver. You know what I mean? So totally on board. I'm going to be riding that one with you for sure.
The offenses on both of these teams, though, haven't really been lighting it up.
Sure.
The past 28 days. The Bruins are only scoring 2.8 goals in their last 5 games, and Tampa Bay is only 2.33 in their last 5. So I really like the under on this play.
Love it. What else you got?
The last one I got for the Kingdom is we're going to upstate New York, and we're heading out to Buffalo, where the Kings are taking on Buffalo. And there's 2 plays that you could go either way on this one. I'm taking the under 6.5 at -130. I'm not opposed to the under 6 at -105 either, and I'll explain why in just a second. We are getting 2 goalies that have been phenomenal, respectively, in their splits. David Rittich for the Kings has been lights out with his save percentages. He's 92. He's got a 92% save rate and a 2.72 goal against average. And those are in his last 4 road starts. He is a little more human on the road than he is at home. But even with those numbers, they're still phenomenal. UPL, as we call him here in the upstate New York area, because I'll butcher his name. At home in his last 5 games, he's at 94.1 with a save rate. And he's got a microscopic 1.42 goal against average. The guy's just ridiculous. Buffalo's only scoring 2.33 a game in their last 14 days. They've only scored 1 goal a game in their last 2. Okay, so I really like the under here. This thing has screaming under. In my newsletter later this afternoon, I have another pick on this game that I will be putting out, that if you parlay them together, you're getting it for some plus odds.
Love it.
Actually, plus 200.
Yeah, make sure you guys sign up for Mark's exclusive newsletter. He has all sorts of really great insights based on his algorithm, and of course, him being a real smart pro bettor. You guys have to forgive me. We got plow guys outside. A little snowstorm hit New England today. So, I'm going to be on this too. I'm not usually an under kind of guy, but you've been making some great points. A couple other things. The under has also hit in 5 out of the last 7 games for the Kings. And the under has hit in 5 of the last 7 games between Buffalo and the Kings has hit under. So let me say it again. The last 7 games between Buffalo and the Kings have seen the under hit in 5 of them. And the under has hit in 5 out of the last 5 home games for Buffalo. So some other little trends to add on there. I have a couple of plays for us for tonight. I have 2 games with 6 plays. I'm going to the Islanders game. I am all over the Islanders -1 and the Islanders versus Kraken over 6. The reason for it is Grubauer is back for the Kraken. He has not played since December 9th, and before that, he was just 5-12 on the season. The Islanders, it's not like they're rolling right now, but they're not the worst team on planet Earth. And I really think that with Grubauer needing to get his legs back under him and kind of get back in the rhythm of things, that the Kraken could be in some serious trouble here. Not to mention they're just 2-8 their last 10 games overall, 1-5 straight up the last 6 versus an Eastern Conference opponent, and 0-6 straight up the last 6 on the road. I get it. The Islanders' stats aren't much better than that, but I would much rather take a poor home team than a bad road team, if you get what I'm saying. So somebody's got to win this game. So I'm taking them -1 just in case this thing goes to overtime for some reason. But I do think we see a lot of goals from the Islanders side, and I think they take care of business. Did you have anything on this one?
Yeah, Grubauer, before he got hurt, it wasn't just a physical injury. You talk about a morale injury,
right,
or an ego injury. He's 0-5 in his last 5 starts before the injury.
Sure.
So, I'm glad the injury healed for him. Not so sure that he has fixed everything that he needed to fix to get back into this and be competitive.
I believe it. And then my last game, I'm going to the Edmonton versus Detroit game, and I'm all over Edmonton here. I get that Detroit is just not the best team, and Edmonton, they are losers of 2 out of the last 3, but before that, they had 7 wins in a row. Detroit did win their last game versus Vancouver, winners of 3 out of the last 4. And what's that? So what's that? 5, 7, 6, 6-3 their last 10. But I think Edmonton at home is just a different animal. And the fact that Connor McDavid was pretty quiet over the weekend, no points for him. I think we see him turn it on versus this Detroit team. Detroit does allow some goals. In the last 10 meetings between these 2 teams, we've seen the over hit in half of them. But in 2 out of the last 3, it has gone over. The last 10 games, We've seen Edmonton hit the over in just 1 out of 9. It's just 1 and 9 in the last 10 to the over, which is just crazy for Edmonton. But it's the other side of this that I think the reason why we see goals. I think Detroit here is going to let up some goals to Edmonton. So I do like this game to hit 6. I did buy it down. I don't think it goes over 6, so I wanted some push protection. It is minus 175, so it is a little juicy. But if you guys watch the Pick Management Podcast Network, you guys know I am not scared of juice. I am totally okay up to minus 200 because I will bet $100 to win 50 all day long. You know what? That is an okay win for me. So I like Edmonton minus. Sorry, what was that?
I said it's still spendable money.
Right? Yeah. So I like Edmonton minus 1.5 for plus 105. I also like Connor McDavid over 1.5 at minus 117. And then, like I said, I like the over at minus 175. But to recap, the Wagering Wizard Mark is on Nashville and the under 5.5 for minus 115. He's on Boston, Tampa Bay under stick.
No, that was Nashville money line and Nashville team total. It was a 2-leg same game parlay.
It's their team total under 5.5.
Yeah, team total under 5.5,
gotcha.
And the Nashville on the money line.
Gotcha. So it's Nashville to win and under team total, and their team total under 5.5. It's a same game parlay minus 115.
Plus 115.
Yep. Oh, plus 115. Sorry, God, I screwed that whole thing up for you, Mark.
No worries.
Sorry, first show, we're working it out. All right, so plus 115. He's also on Boston, Tampa Bay under 6, and then he is on Buffalo and the Kings under 6.5. I am on the Islanders minus 1, Islanders versus Kraken over 6, the Oilers minus 1.5, Connor McDavid over 1.5, and Detroit Edmonton over 6 goals. Mark, let the people know where they can find you on your socials.
Yeah, and one last little correction, Jacob. I don't mind the under 6 for the Kings and Buffalo. I am on the under 6.5.
Oh, did I say I have 6.5 written down? Sorry, I may have sped through that. So sorry, under 6.5, Buffalo and the Kings. I'm going to remark one more time. Nashville money line and their team total under 5.5 for plus 115. Boston and Tampa Bay under 6, and Buffalo and the Kings under 6.5 for the game. So yeah, again, Mark, let the people know where they can find you on your socials.
Fantastic. So you can find me at Better Days Ahead, and that's BETTOR Days Ahead. I will update because, see, when I first started this, I couldn't find any individual goalie information, especially in first period stats. And that's really where this database was born from. And starting goalie confirmation is so important in all these, especially when you're looking at over-unders for matches, that I will put out like the expected play for the Kings and Buffalo. If there's a change that's going to have an effect on the outcome of my pick, I will absolutely put that out on Twitter so that you can stay aware.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So yeah, there's Mark Better Days Ahead. He's also going to have his own server on the Pick Management Discord, so you'll be able to find some stuff from him there. We're getting that all set up, and this will be a fully produced show and all that, but Mark has such great picks, I couldn't hold him back from the people much longer. But I am Jacob at Pick Management. You can find me there across all socials, and that'll do it for us. We will see you later.